Hello and welcome to Method 8's training course on how to make it in the music business all by yourself or maybe with a few friends. These are some tips and some things we're going to talk about today. I am the president of Method 8 and I'm in the air chair today, Brian West, here to give you the satisfaction you need on what you need to know about making it in the music business and some tips, some ins and outs, some things that you may not have known, some things that may not come to your mind. Here's a few tips. The first thing you have to think about when making to the in the music business is most musicians start out in the basement. So don't be afraid to start out in somebody's basement, including your mother's. And what you have to start off with, you may just need a few things like a microphone, some headsets. You may need some things to make music like a software. If you play an instrument, that is a plus. If you don't, find a church or find somebody who can teach you how to play an instrument or how to sing. That is always a plus when you first start out in the music business, whether it's rapping or making R&B mixtapes. Any type of mixtapes do. That's what you want to work your way up to when you start in the basement. You want to work your way up to a mixtape. A mixtape exercises you as a talent. It gives you the skills you need to learn how to collaborate with the tempo of the beat and to collaborate with others in the community to let them know that they're into what you're doing. This is how you build up your network. So a mixtape is not bad. Some other things you may need in your basement is a keyboard. You may also need a computer, and you may need some audio cables, and find a team of people who you work with well. And sometimes in music, you need that team chemistry, especially when you come out with your mixtape, because you will need somebody to spread the word. You will need a street team. The best way to do it in the music business when you start out in your own network is you start out with the neighborhood people who do everything you do, so you all can come together and compete and grow your network. That's the first thing you have to think about when you're starting to make music in your own neighborhood and you're starting out on your own. How you grow your studio is you take the money that you get off of selling your mixtapes. You take that money and you put it back into the studio. Whatever you're selling out of your studio, put it back into the studio, just like with any normal business plan. You take that money, you reinvest it back into the studio to get better equipment and to get the stuff that people pay for, including your music. So that's what you have to do. You find a network of producers, a network of people who do the same thing you do, a network of rappers, a network of people who could play on the same team. If you work well with them, stick with them, and they should stick with you to the end. Some other advice I can give you is once you start building your studio, you have to work your way up to at least 500 to 1,000 people you know before you could actually get that record label. So that's what you want. You want to work your way up to a record label. That's just an estimate of people that you may need to support your label. And that's just when you talk about secretary, you talk about accounting, you talk about fan base, you talk about street team, you talk about getting the word out about your music. They have a bunch of stuff on social media that you could use to grow your network as a musician to get people into your music. Some other things once you get to that level, start getting your music out to the disc jockeys and the radio stations. Find a way to get in the mix. Find a way to get people to either like or dislike your product. Sometimes people start liking things over time depending on what you produce. So keep producing. Even if you do not feel like you are a good musician yet, or a good rapper, or a good singer, give it time. Sometimes rappers grow. Sometimes musicians grow. They just get better over time, but they stay at it. Even if you don't start out very well, you have to exercise those talents. And remember this, most money in music is made off performing and the revenue that you get from the studio, from the streets. So think about that. Perform, network, grow your network, and grow your ability to make music. That is our tips and that is our things today on how to make it by yourself in the music business. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment on our channel. All comments are approved and go through me, Brian West, the president of Method 8. Thank you so much for tuning our channel, and don't forget to subscribe. If you go to method8inc.com, METHOD, the number 8inc.com, and you sponsor over $10, you get a free Method 8 book or a movie of your choice. Thank you so much for tuning into our channels. And yes, I did cheat. I read from a script. Thank you so much. I am going to edit some more videos.